Passive income is the holy grail of all business models. Who doesn't love the idea of being able to generate money while you sleep, travel, enjoy life, and spend time with your family? But is it actually possible to generate long-term success with passive income? Hi, my name is Steve Scott. I help creatives, online entrepreneurs, and high-level achievers get real results with their work. And in this video, I'm going to talk about 7 passive income myths that might be holding you back from long-term success. Let's get to it. Okay, before we dive into the content, let me give you a brief background on who I am and why I feel I'm qualified to talk about passive income. I started my first online business in 2003, basically over 15, at this point, 16 years ago, and I have tried a large variety of different businesses. So I've done Google AdSense arbitrage, I've done affiliate marketing extensively, I'm a self-published author and generate my full-time income from that, blogging, authority sites, app development, product creation, so on and so forth. If there is a business model, I've probably tried it in the past 15 years. And I am at the point where 100% of my income comes from digital assets and various businesses that I have built up over the years. Now, technically, all these things are passive, but it took a lot of active energy to generate these businesses and create them from the ground up. And that's why I want to talk about 7 passive income myths that might be holding you back. Myth number 1, it is easy to make money online. I am sure you have seen plenty of advertisements like this on the internet. There are certain products and services that use terms like simple, easy, and automatic to make you believe that all you have to do is download their software, press a few buttons, of course, pay them money, and then suddenly 30 minutes later, your bank account will be flooded by piles of cash, and then you could sit back relaxing on a beach. That is complete garbage, and that is complete nonsense, and that really, I've never seen that happen. And there's a simple rule of thumb that I always tell people. If something was that simple or that easy, why would the person tell anyone about it? If they were making that amount of cash with little effort, they would keep quiet and just do it on their own and basically watch their bank account grow. So the point is, if you actually want to build passive income in your life, you have to be prepared to work at it. Myth number 2, you can generate income overnight. And this relates to the myth number 1 that I just talked about. This is the idea that you don't really have to wait very long to generate passive income. You could simply just download a program and make money overnight. And just like the previous myth, there's no foundation for that. And there really is only one online business model that I have seen where you can generate income in a relatively short amount of time. And that's definitely not passive. And that business model is freelancing. So if you are interested in generating income, then you could go on websites like Fiverr.com, that's Fiverr.com, or Upwork.com, and you basically post a job and you work for somebody else to generate some sort of income. So you could do graphic design, you could do writing, editing, you could do some sort of web development, you could become a general virtual assistant. But the point is, you would have to basically work for someone to generate an income. And that is by no definition passive. That is like a job where you have to put in hours, provide value to someone, and you would get money in return. Myth number 3, you can set it and forget it. Even if you're able to generate a source of passive income, it's not like you can just set it up one time and ignore it for eternity and then go to some exotic beach and sip a fruity drink. At some point, you have to be heads down working on your business continuously. I know personally I do a lot of traveling, I enjoy life, but there are times where I'll spend weeks, months, even large portions of the year working at my business and treating it like a full-time job. More importantly, online businesses change fast. I've seen countless updates derail and destroy businesses over the past 15 years. There was the Google Slap update, there was also Google's Panda, Penguin, and most recently the Medic update. There was Facebook's change to their algorithm where a lot of pages just no longer had any sort of organic reach. In Amazon self-publishing, there was the Kindle Unlimited update, which hurt a lot of people's income. Off the top of my head, there's also Amazon's Review Apocalypse. All these fun sounding names, right? Review Apocalypse, which basically took down a lot of reviews on authors' pages. And also recently on YouTube, there was something called Article 13, which is potentially going to harm a lot of content creators. My point is, you should always expect something to change in your market and sometimes something really negative to change in your market. So you always have to be on your toes, and you can't just set it and forget it and think that things will be great moving forward for the rest of eternity. Myth number 4, I own my own business. I'll admit, this is an erroneous belief that I sometimes fall prey to. It's the idea that if you're publishing content on someone else's platform, then you actually own this particular business. So for instance, if you are publishing content on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Amazon, pretty much any large major site that allows you to post content, you do not own that business. This is something that is commonly called digital sharecropping, where you're taking advantage of certain algorithms and certain websites to post your content and build an audience. This is a dangerous mindset because one algorithm change can put you out of business. Now, I'm not saying you should never post content on Facebook, YouTube, Amazon, Instagram, whatever. The point is, you can do this, but you also want to be building your own platform, your own following that you fully control. So for instance, you should be posting content on your website. You should be building your email list. You should be building your brand, and you should be creating your products. You want to be leveraging these websites to ultimately have them follow you on a regular basis. And that's how you own your own business. Myth number 5, you must start with multiple streams of income. I see this all the time. Someone gets excited about starting an online business, so they try to do everything all at once. So today I'm going to start a blog, I'm going to start a podcast, I'm going to start a YouTube channel, do a little bit of FBA, maybe I'll write some books, and I'm going to make a pile of money, and then a day later they burn out. They try to do everything all at once and they get nowhere because they're just simply trying to do too many things all at once. Instead, I would recommend what I call the 1-1-1 strategy. So you want to focus on one source of revenue, one source of traffic, and one basic habit. So as an example, for about 5 years, I focused on just doing the 1-1 strategy with self-publishing. So one type of income model was just simply just sit down and write a bunch of books. One source of traffic is I just leverage Amazon's platform and also my own platform, so I guess technically that's 2 sources, but the point is I sold my books primarily on Amazon. And one basic habit was I sat down and committed to writing 30 to 60 minutes a day. And just that 1-1-1 strategy for building a business on Amazon through self-publishing, I was able to turn that into a full-time income. Now you might say, Steve, we heard you talk about how you have multiple streams of income, so what gives? You just told us this is a myth. So that leads us to myth number 6. You can rely on one single source of income. Again, you could gain a lot of traction by focusing on one single source of income, but eventually, as we talked about before, things change where sometimes you might find yourself with something that worked suddenly dries up. And that is why I recommend highly that once you have a reliable single source of income, you start to look for other opportunities to generate passive income online. And that's why I recommend a 3-part strategy. So first up, you want to make sure you're focusing on your one single source of income as long as it takes to become relatively passive. And that really depends on your particular situation. So it might take you a couple months or it might take you a couple years, but you want to get to the point where you don't really have to put much effort into generating monthly income. Once you've arrived at that point, you should go to step number 2, which is to spend some time in what I call exploratory activities. So about 20 to 30% of your time, you should try to focus on other avenues that might generate income long term. And this really, again, depends on your certain situation. So if you are a YouTube content creator, focus on building up your YouTube brand to the point where you're generating reliable income, and then maybe take a little bit of time to explore a podcast or building a blog, something that you could easily attach to your existing business and use that to launch it. Which brings us to step number 3, use your existing platforms to launch your new venture. So as an example, way back when, before I got into self-publishing, I used my old email list and my blog, my kind of old blog that I don't post on anymore. I used that to launch my books. I worked on my books for many years until I finally decided to start a new venture. So I used the combination of the email list and the books to launch a couple of authority websites. And those have been going along pretty well. And now I'm at the point to start a new venture, which is this YouTube channel. And I'm going to use all these assets that I already have to hopefully launch this YouTube channel and create another source of income. Now the point is you definitely want to make sure that you are building multiple streams of income, but you should do it in a systematic, step-by-step, almost build one up, make sure it's solid, build a second one up, make sure that's solid, and then use the 2 to build a third, and then use the 3 to build a fourth. So you're doing it in a very systematic, strategic manner. Myth number 7, you could work on a beach. Okay, this is a personal pet peeve of mine, but anytime someone conjures up an image of working from home and passive income, invariably there's always somebody who has a picture, or they put it on their profile of them working on the beach in some exotic location, sipping a fruity drink. And let me be honest here, the sun is always beating down, so you can't really see your keyboard, and especially for someone with vampire skin like me, it is usually a pretty miserable experience. That lovely sand, it often gets into your keyboards, and if you're drinking some sort of sticky drink like a margarita or a pina colada, that can get into your keyboards and basically wreck it. So bottom line is, if you decide to generate passive income, don't do it on the beach. Just enjoy sitting on the beach. You don't need to bring out the laptop. So there you have it, 7 myths about passive income that's probably holding you back. Now, if you'd love to learn more about running an online business, passive income, or pretty much any type of business that you've heard me talk about on this channel, then be sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell, and you'll be one of the first people to be notified whenever I publish a new video. So now I would love to hear back from you. What do you do to generate passive income? What type of online business models are you personally trying to build? Is there anything in this video that I didn't cover that you would like to learn more about? If so, feel free to leave a comment on this video. But if you are someone who is a little bit private and you want to just ask me a question personally, I have left a Google survey form at the bottom of this video in the description box. Simply click the link and you could fill it out and send me a question, and hopefully I can answer your question in a future video. Well, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you next time.